All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to Chill with Phil, an impromptu late night stream here because we just wrapped up a very unique game called Leave It Alone. A short one, less than 3 hours long, but a chill one where you go through a yard, you clean up leaves. There's a little bit of like mystery, finding hidden items and things. It was very relaxing, very interactive. We had a good time with it, but we finished early. We're like, well, we knew we were going to finish early. So we're just going to hang out for like the next hour or so, see how the night takes us. People were very, very generous earlier with the game. We already are all more than halfway to the support goal for tonight, and we'll see how things go. We already have let's see here, maybe a tip. Someone took the bucks. I thought you said you were going to stop playing any games that were rage games. What happened? I never said that. Here's what I said, because people always, literally, 100% take what I say and take it completely out of context and twist it to mean something that it doesn't. Okay, here's what I said. Let's reiterate what I said so people can understand the entire line of reasoning, okay? What I've noticed recently is that the playthroughs that are doing well regularly, including things such as American Truck Simulator, Pokemon Legends ZA, even just late night chill streams where we hang out, those streams are relaxing. Those streams, there's a lot of interaction with the chat. And with those streams where I can relax and interact with you guys a lot, people have been appreciating it a lot and supporting them in droves, and the streams are doing incredibly well. I have right now a playthrough of Pokemon Legends ZA where we have hit the goal for support every stream, and we are 40 hours in. That's crazy. It's crazy to get a playthrough that long where you're going to actually be hitting those goals like that, and it's just a game where you kind of relax and talk about Pokemon the whole time, right? There used to be a time in the past were games such as FromSoft games or competitive online fighting games or the Call of Duty shooters. Those were the games that I would play online or would play against the computer in the case of like FromSoft, but they were so difficult, so challenging, they would cause me to rage. That rage, that reaction would allow people to get interested and invested in the playthrough. Will Phil persevere or will he fail and burn, crash out hard? That was part of the appeal, and I would get tons of views on those, and I would get tons of people coming by to enjoy the content. However, over the years, things have changed. Notably, what has happened is that people now live restream and or copy-paste my content illegally, and those views, those rage views, go to other people. Right now, I don't really get much new viewership at all. Almost none. If I do, it's because one random person will mention me and all of a sudden someone will come over and check out the channel. But for most people who go online, they type in DSPGaming, Darkside Phil, it goes to a detractor channel. So they get those views, those rage bait views for the angry games. They get them now, not me. I don't benefit from them at all. In fact, if you take a look at some of the games this year that caused me the most rage, for example, Mario Kart World, it did not do that well. Initially, the first stream or two did. Then immediately, people stopped coming to streams. The people that came to the streams didn't support the streams. And come to find out, the reason that people wanted me to keep playing it is because it was a very clippable game. See Phil crash out and rage at the game, and then the detractors get a bunch of clips that they get views on and make money. That's it. That was the only reason. My true fans weren't that into it. Okay? So what I've noticed is, hey, instead of just focusing on the games I used to play all the time and going crazy, why not listen and observe and see what it is that my true fans want? My true fans want relaxation, interaction, that kind of level of talking back and forth, getting their questions answered, getting a little bit of attention, learning a little bit more about me. You don't get to do that when I'm sitting here raging and playing an insanely difficult game. Now, at the very same time that I acknowledge this, all right, I don't want to become someone who just sits here and talks to you all night, every night. There are streamers just like that. They literally have nothing to do. They don't have any expertise in any field. They're not entertaining at all. They just want to talk. And people like that. And that's fine. I get that. There's people out there, that's their forte or whatever. I don't just want to be someone who talks to you all night or lectures you on a topic or whatever, all right? I know that gaming is how I got started. I know that gaming is going to be prominent for me forever. There will always be people who want to see me play certain games, okay? But at the same time, I'm no longer beholden to gaming. I used to be. Like, no exaggeration. It used to be like, man, it's a slow time of the year for games. Now my views are down, my revenue's down, everything is down, and this sucks. I'm beholden to games. But I'm not anymore. I'm not. Now, we can do whatever we want. We could play a game. If it's not that good, if it's not resonating with you or me, we can drop it and do something different. We could just do a chill night. We could just hang out. I've had nights where for 2 hours, I sat here just talking with you, and it was more successful for me than a night when I tried to force myself to play a random game on a night stream. You know, stream 3, stream 4 of a game, no one likes it anymore. This just happened with Ninja Gaiden 4 recently. The game's all right, but after the third, fourth stream, you've basically seen the extent of what the whole game is going to be. Do you want to see me grind another 10 hours through this game that's exactly the same for the rest of the game? No. So we played 5, 10, 7, 8, 10 hours of it, say goodbye, and do something different that people want. So that's what I said. I said, no longer am I going to force myself to play games that aren't working for the audience or that are overly stressful for me if there's a reason. Like, for example, right now, if they dropped Bloodborne 2, are you shitting me? Everyone would want to see me play it. Everyone would want to see me get through it. I would play it. But if it's the 19th Bloodborne ripoff game that's trying to be Bloodborne and it's not made by FromSoft, I'm probably not going to play it. I don't care. Like right now, I'm even on the fence. Should I even play Nioh 3? No one actually really cared about Nioh 2. I'm serious. Like, I played through the whole thing. People were bored within a few streams and complaining to me that I was playing it. You want to know why? You ready for this? Because I was doing good at it. I actually learned the systems because that game had a unique way where you could charge up one thing, activate it, build up the next thing, activate it, and win. I wasn't sucking that much at it, so my detractors couldn't clip it well, and it wasn't making the money, and they were frustrated that I was playing it. My fans didn't really like it. I thought it was just okay. It didn't work for anyone, you see? So, I am not going to kill myself playing boring games or overly difficult games any longer. We're going to find things that work for everyone, that people enjoy for whatever reason, and we're going to keep them in the rotation, and those stick, and other things will be dropped, and we'll try other things in place. That's what I said. I didn't say no difficult games. Very well, difficult games could work. Take a look at Hollow Knight Silksong. That was one of the hardest games I've ever played, by far the toughest Metroidvania I've ever experienced, and it was an amazing playthrough that people showed up, engaged, and supported with. Why would I have dropped it? Because it was tough. But again, I explain this in context with full explanation so you understand what I'm saying. This will be clipped down to one moment where I say, oh, I'm not playing tough games anymore. And that's what my detractors put out, and you hear that and you believe it. Hence why people on the internet have such misconceptions about me. That's why. So people will say, but I don't get it. I took that clip straight from Phil's stream. No, you took one out of context sentence out of an entire stream that gives it context. That's not in context, and it doesn't make any fucking sense because you took it out of context. You understand? Doesn't matter if it's a raw thing I said or not. No, the things that people clip are not me saying 5 words from different sentences taped together. They're actual sentences I've said, but they're not in context. Therefore, they don't make any sense. This person literally saying that misunderstood what I said because they didn't hear the whole thing that I said, only a very small part of it. Clyde says, people like simple, clear answers. If you have to spend 10 minutes to explain something simple, it puts off a lot of people. Yes, because a lot of people are stupid, lazy, and unintelligent. They want a quick TikTok-like short or snippet instead of an actual intelligent discussion. I can't help stupid people. They're going to be stupid, so I don't care about stupid people. Do you understand? If you don't actually want to hear someone's rationale because you're that dumb, then you're not important to me. You don't exist to me. You're just another one of these fucking no-load humans that doesn't serve a purpose. Sorry if you're that dumb and you need something explained to you in 5 seconds, or you have ADD and you start looking somewhere else because you're that fucking immature. I don't care. Would I have quit DK Bonanza earlier if I were to play it again? DK Bonanza was a love-hate relationship for me, okay? The game looked nice, but then it wouldn't perform well during critical boss fights. The game had elements that were addictive and fun, but they weren't fun to watch. It was more fun to play and dig through things and find the hidden item than it was for the audience to watch me find the hidden item, if that makes sense. So it was hard to judge how to play it. I could have rushed through it, but if I didn't do any of the hidden challenges and any of the stuff, people would have been like, well, you skipped it all. You skipped all the content. and now your playthrough sucks. So the way I played is I took my time and I mostly did all the content, and then people said, this playthrough's too long and repetitive. You're taking too long to beat it. Everyone else already beat it. Your playthrough sucks. It's kind of one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't games. I'll put it this way. There are moments of that game that shine. There are moments of that game that are boring as dirt. If they had condensed the game into a much shorter time frame and just put the good content from the beginning and the end of the game together like this, it would have been a better game. But instead, there's like 20 hours of filler in the middle that isn't very good. And then you get to amazing stuff at the end, and you're like, fuck, why did I waste 20 hours to get to the good part? I wish I just got to the good part. And I think that's what's off-putting is that as a playthrough. However, it's still, like, let me put it this way, it's not a terrible game. It's not, by any means. If you have a Switch 2, you probably should play it, but it's no system seller, and it's certainly no Super Mario Odyssey, in my opinion. So would I have played it differently? Probably not, because I'm trying to play it in a way that's entertaining to me and to you, if that makes sense. But I just don't think that it really worked. It didn't work as a playthrough very well. Thank you, Guitar Player, for 53 months. Thank you to Hiseo for 54 months. Two of my longest-running supporters here on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Then we have Mozzie with a $2 super chat. Can you please play Farming Sim or NASCAR? Farming Sim is incredibly boring. I've actually watched people play it. It's really boring. It's incredible levels of micromanagement and having to know how to do things on a farm that aren't very fun to watch. Like, do you want to see me just drive through a fucking field? Sowing seed or tilling the grass or whatever it is. It's not very fun at all, okay, to be honest. If you're into just farming and you know all about it, maybe then you would like it. I don't know anything about it. I'm probably going to think it's incredibly boring and too complicated, okay? Exactly. Someone like Bumblebee Farmer, a streamer who apparently knows about that shit, that's his forte, and he could probably make that very interesting. I can't make that shit interesting. I'd probably suck at it, and it would be boring as hell to watch me do it. Okay? This NASCAR game, from what I'm going to understand, is a competitive racing game that simulates NASCAR. Well, let's see. I don't like NASCAR racing. I don't like driving sims, okay? Truck sim being the exception, but you notice I play it casually. I don't play it competitively or anything. I don't play it super seriously. I just jump in and I drive around. I fuck around, right? With NASCAR, it's more like a serious sim of getting inside a car in NASCAR, learning how to drive it, then being competitive against people online. Again, that's not really what people are looking for. They want a chill time. Why does Truck Sim work? Because you could chill with me when I play it, right? How can you chill with me? I'm intense driving battles in NASCAR. You can't really chill with me. So it kind of circumvents the idea of what people are liking right now. I'm playing Metroid Prime 4. Yes, I am indeed. I am playing that in the first week of December. Yes. I got hit with a wave of yawn. Not necessarily tired, just I had to yawn really bad all of a sudden. Have I seen the Farming Sim Championships? Crazy shit. They fling balls into barns at like 500 miles per hour. No. I've only seen a few people play it. My wife tried Farming Sim, and I saw a few people try to play Farming Sim, and it just seems insanely boring to me. But again, it's because I'm not into it. I don't know anything about it, so I don't find it enjoyable. If it actually is a fair representation simulating a real farming experience, it's probably good, but only for those who like that experience, and I'm not one. No, Kat didn't try Leave It Alone. I did tell her that it's a $6 game for like 2 to 3 hours, and she was like, it's probably too short of an experience for her. I received a $20 anonymous tip. There's no name. There's no message. It's just a $20 anonymous tip. Thank you, whoever this was. I very much appreciate that. Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, guess what? You ready? One more week until Christmas animations and setup and lighting. One more week of fall. All right? So enjoy it. Enjoy the enjoy the gobblers. Enjoy the nice autumn setup. Oh, shoot. I dropped the gobbler. Dropped the poor gobbler. Yeah. Enjoy the lighting. Enjoy the autumn animations, the turkeys. One more week. Because after Black Friday, all right, I have that day off on Saturday. And when I come back that Sunday, we are in full Christmas mode. Christmas animations, Christmas decorations, Christmas sound effects, Christmas lighting. Everything will be Christmas. I'm very excited. I love Christmas. And this is the first year I'm doing Christmas sound effects. So there'll be certain sound effects playing, jingle bells, snow, all kinds of stuff you're going to see in the animations. You're going to love it. I cannot wait. Well, see, this is a loaded question. Mr. Dude says, what are the things you've seen you improved during your streams over the years as a gamer? What games are you proud that you've beaten? In truth, I don't care. Would you like to know the truth? I just don't care. I'm not one of these guys that I'm like, I just beat this game and I did good. It was a hard game and I destroyed it. My e-penis has now grown 10 sizes and I can brag about this game forever. I don't care. Honestly, it's not a big deal to me. But there's some pretty difficult games that I guess I'm happy I beat. Like I just beat Silksong and I didn't just rush through it and do the bare minimum. I did all the content of Silksong through Act 3, all the secrets, everything, including the hard-ass bosses and I did everything. That's a cool accomplishment because guess what? I don't play Metroidvanias at all. That's the first Metroidvania I've played in tons of time. Like the last one was Metroid Dread. Before then, I couldn't even tell you. So for me to jump into a genre like that and not really know what I'm doing and to master it and actually be able to beat all the content is something cool, right? I would argue the different FromSoft games, especially some of the hardest ones, Sekiro, getting good at the parrying. I went from being an absolute garbage player to being so good at the parrying that I beat the final boss in 3 tries. Try number 3, I beat the whole game and everyone got stuck on that boss, not me. You know, that's something to be proud of, I think. Not that it's a big deal, but the thing is, most of my accomplishments with games came from multiplayer in Street Fighter back in the day. And everyone would say, well, those don't matter. You're right, they don't, not anymore. In modern context, me being good at Street Fighter 2 in the 2000s doesn't mean shit, I've never been a competitive player. I'm not someone who sits here and measures my kill-death ratio or my wins to losses. I don't care. So, what's the hardest run I think I've ever done? Resident Evil 2 Remake Hardcore Mode was the first one I did, and it was insanely difficult. There were points where I had no ammo and I was trying to survive and shit. And it was nuts. It was so hard. And I got it done. People appreciated that I went the extra mile and I played that one on that hardest difficulty. Leroy did a $2 super chat. He says, I don't approve of the shirt. It hurts my eyes, so go shopping. All right. Give me some money and I'll go shopping. Give me some money. I'll go buy some shirts. I actually want to, but I just haven't had a chance to go to any store recently. Like I said, I think in early December, I have 2 days scheduled off where I have to do a bunch of appointments with my wife. And I think on those days while I'm out, I'll try to get to a store and buy some more clothes. But this shirt is a designer Nautica shirt from the 2000s. It's 20 years old, but I've only worn it a few times. So it looks like it's new, like it never faded because it was always in a drawer. You see that? So that's why it looks like it's brand new, but it's not. It's actually from the mid-2000s. Yes, it's 20 years old. I bought this sweater along with maybe 3 or 4 other sweaters when I worked at the helicopter job, which I worked at it was either 2005, 2006 I started, and I worked there through 2010. So I probably got it in 2 years. So it's probably like 2007-ish, this shirt. So it's about 18 years old. And I only wore it maybe a few times to work, and I only wore it maybe a few times in my content. So that's why it looks literally new. It doesn't look like it's been worn at all. There you go. Why wouldn't you admit that? Who cares? Who cares how old a piece of clothing is as long as it looks good? And it's comfy and it looks good, so why do I give a shit? I also have brand new shirts that I just bought a few months ago that I wore. Big deal. That's true. Dunsfelter says they don't make clothes like they used to. That might be a better made shirt, and that's why it lasted that long anyway. You may be right, but I mean, for the most part, it sat in a drawer for the greater part of 18 years. So probably been worn 20 times in 18 years, so that's why it looks new. Now clothes are made in India. No, clothes are made in India if you're lucky. Like most clothes are made in like China, Taiwan, shitty places, and they fall right the hell apart. They're garbage. Modern clothes are both sleeveless and stomachless. There you go. It's a sweater material, but no sleeve at all, and it cuts off at the stomach. So it's like it's like a tank top, bikini top, but it's a sweater. Yeah, bro. It's some White Claws. I don't have White Claws. I have alcoholic ciders, and they're not refrigerated. They're in my garage. So I'm not drinking tonight. Engelman making the joke, he said, I like your white and gold sweater. I don't understand that meme at all. Like, I know when it was happening, it was a picture of a black and blue dress, but it was in sunlight. And when sunlight interferes with color, it can make the color appear to look different to certain people, I guess. To me, I always knew, like, my mind read it as that's a black and blue dress. But some people legit saw it and thought that's a gold and white dress. And I don't know why. You know, I don't get it. It's obviously blue and black. It always was blue and black. So I don't know why some people saw, and then to make it even worse, some people fucked with it. They actually took the original picture and they photoshopped it to make it look gold and white to mess with people. And then there were two versions on the internet people were uploading and no one knew what was the real one. So the debate got even worse. But I still don't understand it. Like, see, here's the thing. Someone, Dunsfilter says, why don't you find the original picture and put it up? Because you don't even know what one is the original one. The meme dress picture, you don't know what it is. Here's why it's bullshit. Take a look. Okay? Ready? Look at how bullshit this is. So originally, the picture looked like this. Okay? Someone fucked with it and made it look like this. So then people were arguing, which one is it? Well, this was the original picture, but someone fucked with it and made it look different by editing it, and the entire internet got fooled and started saying that they thought it was white and gold when it was really black and blue. Yeah. So all it was is when you had the lighting on it, the sun made it appear to look a different color than it was. See, if you look at this one, you can tell. See how this kind of looks blue, and this is the real color of the dress? So this is all that's happening is sunlight is filtering the color in the room and making it look brighter and more gold than it really is. So the dress, this is the real dress, and this is it with the filter of the sun on it, making it look like a different color. You see? So that's what the meme came from. But then idiots photoshopped it and made it, see how this looks different? Idiots photoshopped it and put that on the internet, and then people thought it was that versus that. Well, they're obviously different colors. So people got fooled and fucked with. People are cruel. That's the problem. People are cruel, and they just want to mess with other people, and people legit couldn't figure out the meme at all. They're like, what is going on? Soul at 2 a.m. did a super chat says, what happened to the game? We beat it. We only had like 20, 30 minutes left in that game. That's what I told everyone. That's why I said we were doing Chill with Phil tonight. Wait a minute. Are we really at 91? I thought that with the $20 tip, we were supposed to be over. Now I don't know. This sucks. I lost track. I legit have lost track of what we're at. Are we really at 91? I thought that $20 tip got us to over 100. But now I don't remember. I don't think I added it right away. Someone would have to rewind and check. When I did the $20 animation, did I then add it to the total or not? Can someone rewind and check? Because I don't remember if I did. Cold Bologna Sandwiches did a $2 super chat and said the internet is correct and kind, Phil. Of course. I should have known. I mean, I have no experience in that whatsoever. Everything always said about me is correct and kind. So, I just don't know. Gar says 107. But now we got more contributions. So what should it be now? Corey did a $2 super chat. Did you see the trailer for Ready or Not? No, I still don't know what it is. Someone had mentioned it on the stream the other day, but I don't know what Ready or Not is. So now what are we at? What are we supposed to be at right now? I'm so confused. Is that what it is? Is Ready or Not supposed to be the game that's very hyper-realistic SWAT gameplay like you're in a SWAT team? 107 is what it was on after the 20. But are you saying I didn't add the 20 and I need to add the 20 now? I was at 87 before I started talking about Christmas. So I do have to add 20 more to the leaderboard right now is what you're saying. Someone said, could I donate in someone else's name? Like, could I do 20 subs but then say, I want this in someone else's name? Well, to be honest with you, the best way to do that would be tipping. If you send a tip right now, I have absolutely no idea where the tip comes from. All I see is an email address that you have associated with your PayPal. So right now, for example, you could send a tip And you can say, this is a $100 contribution on behalf of Sneed Cobain. And I would not know who it is or not. I would have no clue. Okay? And to be frank with you, I think a lot of people do that. I think there are people who want to stay anonymous, so they tip, but then they say that it's from someone who it really isn't. So that way they protect their own identity. I truly believe that does happen. I can't confirm it or deny it, but I do feel like that does happen from time to time, that people will tip and say there's someone else, and that way it throws off, the trolls won't go after them or whatever. That's really the only way, because if you super chat, it's going to be in your name. If you gift memberships, it's going to be in your name. If you give subs, here's the funny part about that. If you gift subs on Kick, there is an anonymous way to do it, but once it goes through the pop-up situation, it ends up showing your real name anyway. So right now, 220 just gifted a bunch of subs, right? If they try to do it anonymously, it would still say their name on the screen, because the pop-up services recognize their real name and put up their real names anyway. So it just, you can only hide your name in the Kick chat. That's it. Yeah, so there's no real way to do anonymous subs. And I don't think you can do anonymous kicks at all, right? I don't think so. So you can only anonymously tip. That's about it. Anonymous tips are the only thing that's possible to be anonymous doing. So thank you, 220, for 5 gifted subs. That's another $25 of support. That gets us up to 140 tonight. Thank you so much. Would I ever consider getting rid of tips because Kick is so generous in profit splitting? No. My method works, and the reason is, okay, there's so many ways to contribute. On YouTube, you can super chat or become a member or gift a membership. On Kick, you can become a sub, gift a sub, or do some kicks. Or if you want nothing to do with either service and you just want to support the content, you can tip via PayPal, and it doesn't actually work or benefit to either business. You see, there's a lot of people right now, they actually have a big problem with Kick. They think Kick is associated with gambling and things, and I don't like that. I don't want to support that business. There's a lot of people that have issue with YouTube. They say, I don't like how YouTube has conducted themselves over the years. I feel like YouTube has had an issue with moderation and this and that. I don't want to support YouTube, but they still want to support me. So then they tip. So that's why I want to have all those methods, okay? There's no preferred method. There used to be. It used to be tipping was preferred, because when you tipped me, essentially, I would make more from the tip than I would from a YouTube contribution, and that is true. YouTube takes a cut that's bigger than tips. And when you tip me, I get it immediately. Like, if you were to tip me right now, I actually get the money in my account, and I can spend it immediately. If you do a YouTube contribution, it has to wait a whole month to clear, and then I get it. On Kick, I actually now get paid weekly, because I'm actually in the Kick Partner Program. I qualified for that program. Therefore, every week I get paid by Kick. So it's like, I get it immediately, I get it weekly, I get it monthly, I get almost all of it, I get pretty much all of it, I get most of it, but not all of it. Does it really matter? No, it's a wash. It's not a big deal. I have enough supporters and enough support. I don't need to worry about how the stuff comes in anymore. There was a time when I did, for sure. Not anymore. Those times are in the past. That's why you don't hear me saying, please tip tonight. I need tips so desperately, please. I don't do that. I'm good. I have enough liquidity. I don't have to worry about that stuff. Okay? An incredible amount of contributions just came in at once. So first off, 220 gifted another sub. Okay. Getting them up to 14 subs for the night. Then, Rude Fasa Gaming did a $10 super chat and said, might as well finish this up. Boogity boogity. Come at me, haters. Even said boogity boogity. Okay, and that's actually the top super chat of the night. Let's get that on the leaderboard. That is Rude Fasa Gaming with 10. Then we had Corey Craig with a $2 super chat. Ready or Not is a realistic SWAT-based FPS game. Thank you to Corey Craig. I think I've seen footage of it before. NDO 103 out of nowhere showed up and dropped a 5-member bomb on the stream. Those are our first memberships of the night. So that's $15 of support right there. And then 220 did another gifted sub. getting us to 177 of support. And then, on top of all of that, it was a $2 tip. This tip is on behalf of Cyphers2592. Okay. Thanks to Cyphers2592. And thanks, if that was someone else, thank you, whoever it was as well. I appreciate that. So, with that insane wave of support that literally all came in at exactly the same time, we have now hit 179 of support tonight, which means one thing and one thing only. People like me and my content. Despite what all the morons on the internet say, it's too bad for them, so sad. They like my content and they have to live with it, but they won't. Instead, they'll make content about it to try to make money for themselves. But it doesn't matter because guess what? Come on. We hit the goal. We hit the goal. It reigns supreme. We made a lot of money. I'm living that dream. Oh, yeah. Come on. Thank you guys for supporting my content tonight. Again, once again, just chilling wins, right? Like, not to say that you guys weren't supporting the content before, but just chilling. When we just chill, people come out and hang out and have a good time and support the content. Thank you. I'm still here for at least another half an hour. What do you guys want to chat about? Tag me in the chat. Let's see what you guys want to chat about. By the way, one goal away from DSP Tries It, Five Guys, Burgers and Fries, the return episode after 4.5 years. I'm trying it again. Will it show up correct? Will it show up warm this time? Will I redeem themselves? 4.5 years ago, it showed up ice cold and shitty. Will it be good? I hope it's good, because the truth is, I've had Five Guys in person at the restaurant multiple times before, and I've liked it every single time. The one time I ordered it for delivery, it sucked ass. So I hope it doesn't suck ass. I don't need to taste the flavor of ass. You understand? I want delicious food. Corey Craig, thanks for $2. Says, you're a good dude, Phil. You slay in Ready. You would slay in Ready or Not. All right. I'm sure I would slay in Ready or Not. Thank you for $2. We're now at 181. So there you go. So for the record, not that I'm asking for it, if we hit 300 tonight by the end of the stream, we've locked in and we are absolutely doing DSP Tries It, Five Guys on Sunday, first stream. I'm not eating it tonight. I've already eaten dinner. I'm not eating again. And I'm not here tomorrow. So it will be the first stream on Sunday. We guaranteed we lock it in. We'll be doing it. Okay? And by the way, we already know what the next DSP Tries It is. The brand spanking new Five Nights at Freddy's collaborative meal with Popeyes. 3 chicken tenders dusted with a garlic seasoning that's special just for this meal. Some kind of cheesy marinara pop things. You dip them in marinara sauce and eat them. It's a side that comes with it. Some kind of a new cupcake bake thing that's frosted pink and a drink. So it's a new collaborative meal. They just started selling it like 2 days ago. That's the next DSP Tries It. So we already have them lined up, stacked up and ready to go for when we hit these goals. I'm smashing my set here by spinning. Okay? So we're good to go. Let's go. Let's go. Far Cry playthrough, if I've not already. I played Far Cry 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've never played Far Cry 1 as a playthrough because the game is so old. But I did actually play that game back in the day on PC when it was new. I actually bought it and played it on my gaming PC when it was a new game. What cologne am I wearing tonight? If we get to $300 of support tonight, I will tell you all what cologne I am wearing tonight. And it is a designer cologne that is expensive. In fact, it's so complex. It's a giant phrase. It's not just one name. It's a huge phrase of words is the name of the cologne. But I'm not going to tell you unless we hit $300 of support tonight. Let's go. Let's go. I did not play Far Cry Primal, right? Did I? Or did I? Now I feel like I did. Maybe I did play it. I can't remember. Is it a cologne from Macy's? I will say this. I think the first time I ever smelled it was at Macy's when I was testing colognes and I was smelling them. I was like, oh, that smells good. But then, this was years ago. This was before I actually was better off financially and making good money. So back then, I smelled it. I was like, wow, this smells amazing, but it's nothing I could ever afford or buy. Like, who can spend money on cologne when you're barely getting by with your bills, right? So I always thought in the back of my mind, man, I would love this one day, but I'll probably never get it. And then this last year and a half, 2 years, things have completely turned around for me. Things are really good now. And now I've got some nice stuff for myself, and I was able to get the cologne that I had wanted from, years prior. The sign of success. Okay. No, the only reason that I was a console gamer was because I bought, well, there's a big story behind it. I was never always an exclusive console gamer until 2014. Okay? Back in the day, I was a PC gamer. I built PCs as a hobby. I was a PC hobbyist. And I actually had 2 different gaming PCs. Yeah, I had 2 different gaming PCs that I had built. One was a really high-end one, and one was like a mid-range one. And this was around the early 2000s. I had them networked together in my parents' home. One was across the hallway from the other on the network, and we actually would play Unreal Tournament. My friends and I would come over. They would be in one office, I'd be in the other room, and we'd play Unreal Tournament against each other or on the same team online. So I was into gaming PCs back in the day, all right? Then I got heavily into Street Fighter, and I played that for like a decade. And then basically when I became a YouTuber, I was trying to get back into console gaming again. But I also had a PC that played games, like games back in the day, like Witcher 2 and stuff. I played on my gaming PC, and they ran really well too. However, in 2014, I moved from Connecticut to Washington. When I moved here, my PC was outdated. And I said, all right, let's get a new PC, right? Let's get a good one. So I spent a lot of money. I recall it was around $3,000 at the time in 2014 for what was supposed to be this high-end gaming PC, almost all the bells and whistles. In fact, if I remember correctly, the only thing that I couldn't get that I wanted was I couldn't get as much RAM as I wanted because they said something about the RAM. It wasn't available for what I wanted. I remember it was a custom build, and I told them exactly what I wanted, and they were basically like, we could do like 90% of it. If you want the rest, you're going to have to wait a long time to get the parts. I was like, I don't want to wait. So I ended up getting one that was slightly less powerful than what I wanted, right? So I got this $3,000 PC. No lie. Hook it up. First game I go to play, Rage. The original Rage. Rage 1 from id Software. I boot up the game. I boot up my stream. I start playing it. Choppy, 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 choppy. What the fuck? I tweaked the settings. I got choppy, 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 choppy. And I said, I don't understand. Why is it doing this? And people were like, well, don't you understand that if you actually want to capture and play a high-end game, you can't do it on the same PC? No, I didn't know that. Yeah, so basically the only way that I could have done it is if I didn't archive my videos. If I only streamed and left the stream as the archive, it would have worked. But me, I was recording the video locally while also streaming and playing the game all on the same PC. The PC couldn't handle that. So therefore, I bought a $3,000 PC that couldn't play most PC games because of the way that I captured and streamed at the same time, which was incredibly unique from what everyone else was doing. Everyone else who streamed literally just streamed, and that was their archive. Throw it out raw on the internet, watch it later. Me, I was editing the videos, naming the videos, adding thumbnails, doing the extra mile, putting it in playlists. They weren't doing that. They were just, here's an archive, here's an archive, here's an archive. So basically, it didn't work. And since then, I said, well, fuck this. I don't like the fact that I just dropped all this money on a PC that cannot do what I thought it would do. So instead, I'm just going to be a console gamer. And I bought Xbox One, I bought PlayStation 4, and I literally just played everything on console for a generation. I had Wii U as well, all that shit. And it worked well. You want to know why it worked well? Because everything always worked when I turned it on. The console would always turn on, game would work. Instead of, try to do a game on PC. You got to mess with the settings. You got to mess with the frame rate. You got to mess with this to get it to work. It was just immediate success. Every time I turned on a stream, it would work. So ease of use, it was amazing. Admittedly, I was limited in the game selection I could do. I missed out on a hell of a lot of games because I was doing console only, not PC. And now, luckily now for the last year, things have been great. Like since I became a PC gamer, things have been great. I can play any game I want. You know, I can play at the quality I want. I can adjust the quality if I need to. You got frame generation now. That's part of the technology. That's awesome and stuff like that. So I'm happy now, but that's why a whole decade I was locked in stuck at a console gaming level. I couldn't do what I wanted to do with gaming unless I bought another PC, but I spent $3,000 on one. I couldn't afford another PC. You see? No, it was a pre-built. It was one of those companies that you tell them the specs you want and they'll build to order. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but this is 2014, and they were a prominent company doing it back then. What's next? We still got plenty of time to chill. What do you guys want to chat about? Let me type into Kick Chat so you guys can tag me in Kick Chat if you want. Excuse me. No, Buckwell, yes and no. He says, don't current gen graphics cards have a way to stream with little to no strain on the PC, so Phil wouldn't need a second PC? Yes and no. Yes, you're right. But guess what? Because I got a new PC, I upped my game again. So now I'm not just streaming to one place and capturing to another place. Now I'm streaming to two places and capturing to another place. So now this PC is being used, like, for example, right now, I'm streaming to Kick, YouTube, and I'm locally recording. Here's my stats right now. 27% CPU use, and it fluctuates between like 15 to 20%, depending on what I'm doing. 53% memory use. Okay. No disk use. I guess it's just one SSD. It's like no disk use at all. So that's just doing what I'm doing. Now, imagine this also trying to run the game. Do you really think that the game isn't going to need 50% of my RAM? Of course it is, right? I also don't know GPU use. Like, I'm not looking at that right now. I think there is a way to look at that, isn't there? Isn't there a GPU use meter? Here we go. So GPU 1, which is the NVIDIA, that's the graphics card, currently is running, whoa. Okay, so doing all three processes at once, because it's all going through my graphics card right now. It's a 50 to 60% 3D rendering, and it is at over 70% video encode rendering level. And that's just with the two streams and the local recording. So again, can you imagine if I was also trying to play a game at good graphic quality on here while doing all of that? Wouldn't work. That's why I need the two PCs. That's the thing. I always up my game. Like, I'm like, oh, now that I got a new PC, I'm not just going to stream and capture. I'm going to stream to two places and capture. So it doubles up the workload again. I did not play all of original Half-Life. Half-Life 1, I played Black Mesa, but I only played it to the point in like 2012 that the game ended, and I never went back and played it again. Half-Life 2, I've played through the entire game and its DLCs. I've never tried Linux, not once, no. Aaron Tabor says, modern GPUs have dedicated hardware for video encoding, so things like streaming have virtually no effect on rendering. I'm just reading you the stats right off of my task manager. Now, here's the thing. There are different codecs and things you can use to make videos and the like. I tried to use the latest, greatest, best codec. Guess what happened on YouTube? Error after error after error. I would encode this video. It would look beautiful. I would upload it to YouTube. It would error out and not process. So I had to go back to an older encoding standard that takes up more resources, and now YouTube uses it flawlessly. I don't know why. That's on YouTube. But I tried the latest, greatest thing, like the newest thing available with my graphics setup, my card and everything, and YouTube wouldn't take it. I should get a professional mirrorless camera. I have bandwidth to have high quality output of a very good sensor and glass, and I could leapfrog streamers. My cameras are good for what they are. Maybe that is something to upgrade later. I think, like we've been talking about, the next upgrade step is a real desk here, a better chair, because this chair is almost 5 years old now, and it's worn out, and I want one that can height adjust and stuff, and a better quality one. And maybe starting to use gaming monitors. Use a monitor here or 2 monitors here to monitor the chat and the stream and all of that, and then here an actual gaming monitor that I'm playing on. That way I'm not looking at a TV across the room. The TV doesn't have input delay. I'm not squinting to see stuff from a distance, which I'm literally doing right now. I'm squinting to see stuff over there. And that way it would just be a better setup overall, more professional. I think that's the next step. Okay. Then after that, what's the next thing? Maybe then I upgrade the cameras to better quality stuff. But for now, I think that the logical next step is the stuff I just described, because that's stuff that really hasn't been improved at all. It's like I got the same table here that I had in 2014 I'm still using here. I got an El Cheapo rolling fiberboard table off of Amazon here to play PC games on. You know what I mean? Like, I got 2 great PCs. I got a high-end console with the PS5 Pro. So visuals and audio are great, but I'm not using the high-end stuff for the gaming segments. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still kind of like mid-level when it comes to the gaming. Rude Fossa Gaming says if you can get a 240 hertz monitor to play on, your side monitors can be whatever. I have a 240 hertz with G-Sync, and it was less than $200. I'd probably play at 1440p because even though, yes, 4K is the standard, 4K gaming on a monitor is insanely expensive. Like, to get a 4K monitor that does 240 hertz is probably like $700, and I'm not going to spend that. That's ridiculous. How much did my PC cost? This PC over there, the gaming PC, was around $3,000. This PC right here, which is the capture streaming PC, I got on sale Black Friday last year for around $1,700, but then the price went up after Black Friday to over $2,100. So between the two PCs, it's over $5,000. What's up, Chris? How are you this evening? Good to see you. Oh, another thing I thought of that we got to look for on Black Friday. Remember, I already said we're looking for a controller. We're going to look for parts, like we're going to look for a desk. We're going to look for maybe monitors. We're going to look for like a chair just to see what they cost, to see what's out there. I'm not saying I'm going to buy them on Black Friday, but it's something I want to look at. You know what we should look at and maybe buy? A Lego build. Because now I built this one last month. It was great, right? We enjoyed doing it. It's looked good in the setup all month, but we need another one. Maybe we could build it. We could build it either December or sometime in January, a new Lego build. And they'll be on sale on Black Friday for sure. There'll be a big discount. So let's look for that. Let's look for a controller and Lego to possibly buy. Let's look for a desk, maybe some gaming monitors, maybe a chair as a possibility to buy, but probably just to look and see what's out. Unless some crazy shit happens with, insane amounts of support that day, then maybe I'll go crazy. Who knows? We'll see. Excuse me. Let's see here. I received a $250 tip. I am an adult who works full-time with a 4-year degree. I'm fully functioning. I have no idea why, but somehow you provide me daily entertainment. It's crazy to me because you're such a niche streamer. I'm happy that I found you. I'm like the ultimate niche streamer. Can we be honest? I am 100% the ultimate niche streamer. I'm certainly not mainstream. I don't check any of the boxes off of what you would look for in a mainstream streamer, but I'm not a specialist. It's like, damn, Phil's not a specialist in any kind of content, but he's not a pop culture streamer. He's not one of these fucking memer streamers. He's certainly not young. He's not getting the young audience. You know what I'm saying? You're right. I'm the ultimate niche of, like, I check off weird boxes, like been around forever, harassed online as a lol cow, but determined, doesn't give up. You keep going. All the different things that make me kind of unique and different that people talk about. Jade, you're taking off. Have a good night, Jade. I'll see you on Sunday for Call of Duty. I know about 8-bit Do controllers, Colonel Zepp. We're going to look at those. I have a listing of controllers that basically have the least input delay. And that's what I'm looking for. The best response time, least input delay. And I have a list of them, and I want to see if any of them are on sale on Black Friday and what they cost and what I should get. Can we get new wrist rests that are not bread themed? We could. They have all kinds. They have this one now. It's not like this. It's a gliding thing. It sits on your wrist like this, okay? And it like glides your hand around your desk. It's not cushioned. It's different. It's like a piece of plastic with like, what's the word? You guys know that material that slides? It's very smooth. That's what it is. I saw it. I didn't get it, but I saw it on there. And I was like, that could work. But as for these, like, they really haven't done anything with wrist rests here new in like a very long time. But if you guys wanted to look at those, we could look at those too. Remember, I have the cloud ones that I was using for a while. Then I went to these silly bread ones, but we can look for professional ones. I can't remember what it's called. It's like on the tip of my tongue, the surface, what it's called. But it's like it's a hard but very smooth material. And so when it goes down on a flat surface, it like glides around the surface and it takes all the pressure off your wrist. So it's like supposed to be like revolutionary, but they were expensive when I was looking at them, so I didn't get them. But we can look into it. Let's see what they got. No, not memory foam. What are you talking about? What are the stats on my capture card? Press !PC in the chat. That brings up a link. It brings you to the stats of all of my stuff. Here, I'll do it myself right now. Ready? Fuck, I have to log in to type a command? Oh, here it is. You guys did it. Good. Here it is. Here we go. Ready? Oops. These are my PCs. The one on the left is my capture streaming PC. The one on my right is my gaming PC. So the gaming PC currently has the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super, while the capture streaming just has the regular 4070 Super, no Ti. Very technical stuff. As you can see, completely different CPU. Same RAM, slightly slower on the capture. A little bit less power with the power supply. Almost the same though, right? Pretty, very, very similar stuff. Oh, you mean the capture card I'm using to capture? Oh, okay, hold on. It's an AverMedia, I think. Let me grab my glasses. It's an external, because I wanted an internal, but that PC doesn't have the slot for the internal capture card. I bought an internal capture card, put it in, didn't work. So I had to get an external. Okay, hold on. I'll tell you what it is. It legitimately doesn't actually say on it, but if I open the program for it, it should read it and tell me what it is. Hold on. Or just 1 second. Okay. It's the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. That's my capture device. And it does full 4K. I think it does 4K. I don't know if it does 4K 120. I think it does 4K 60 hertz or 1440p 120. I know it does 1440p 120 because that's what I capture at. But I only do 60. I only broadcast and everything at 60. But it's good. It's an external, so you need the highest grade HDMI. You need the highest grade USB to use it. But it's good for what it is. I really like it. It's sad. I wanted the internal, couldn't get it. So it's the next best thing. Yeah, I hope not. Zelvania says you won't have to upgrade your gaming PC for a while, especially if you downsize to only doing 1440p. Yeah, some games right now I'm playing on the TV at 4K, but if I change my setup to have a gaming monitor right here, like it would literally be, if this is the desk, it would probably be right here. Okay? So if that's the case, then yeah, like that would be 1440p and I would never do 4K. I would not even need it to render at 4K. So yeah, as long as I'm doing 1440p, 120 hertz, or maybe even I could go up to 240 then, I'd probably be good. I'll see you Sunday, Vietnamese comrade. Is there a benefit to doing internal capture over external? Yeah, way less chances for problems. Like, for example, with this capture card, I've had issue with USB power because I'm doing that capture card plus this HD camera plus this HD camera at all times. I've had issues over the year where the USB would have a power problem. And also, you need to have the highest grade HDMI cable. You need to have the highest grade USB cable. Like, everything has to be top of the line. And you have to have the special ports on your PC to take it. Not every port does it. So, for example, right now on this PC, I think I only have 2 USBs that'll do it. And that's it. So I have to have that special USB port. And if it doesn't work, I can't use it. So it's just way, way less of a hassle to use internal over external. You don't have to run wire. Well, you do have to run wires from what you're capturing from to the device, but you don't need the USB cable. So that's an additional thing you don't have to worry about. What's up, my resolution? Good evening. How are you? Good to see you. Nick Smith just did a $2 super chat. Says, can you play Second Life or IMVU? I don't think I'll be doing Second Life anytime soon. That game's ancient. I don't know what IMVU is. No, I never played a Cars video game. No, I have not. Can I check Holiday Jigsaw Thanksgiving Day 2 on Steam? What? It's just a bunch of jigsaw puzzles. It's literally just a bunch of puzzles with Thanksgiving pictures. It's, yeah. 500 high-quality photographs on the holiday of the harvest, the fall, and relaxing leisure among family and friends. It came out in 2021. Why do I need to look at this? Why the hell am I looking at that? Anyway, Captain, thank you for 54 months as a super member. I appreciate that. And now we have Sir Jaminate, who did $2. Take it easy. Chug one of the ciders for me. Not tonight. Sunday night, Truck Sim, the ciders return. But not tonight. Thank you, Jaminate. I appreciate that, man.
Spinning bird kick.
I bet you guys can't wait for the Christmas animations. Again, 1 week. Because Black Friday, we do the marathon. Saturday, I'm off. When I come back that Sunday, which would be November 30th, Christmas is in effect. Christmas lighting, Christmas decorations, Christmas animations, Christmas pop-up animations, Christmas sound effects. It's Christmas Mania here on DSP Gaming in 1 week. And I can't wait. Yes, we've talked about how I used to play Dance Dance Revolution, Sneed. How dare you ask me again? How could you? How dare you type that in the chat, Real Crown Prince? How dare you make Botrix repeat that? That's awful. You only know if you're in Kick Chat right now what just happened. How dare you do that? How could you? Or that poor innocent bot. What would I do with my current gaming TV if I moved over to monitors? I honestly have absolutely no idea what I would do with it. I have no idea. To be honest, I'm shocked that the TV in my living room has lasted as long as it have. I bought it the day I moved in. I went to Best Buy and I bought it. And it's not huge, but it's big. It's much bigger than this one. And it's mounted on my wall downstairs. Maybe this TV would be the replacement for that one because this one does 4K and that one doesn't. That one is only a 1080p TV. This one is a 4K TV. So maybe I'd actually upgrade the quality to 4K. Captain says you got Alakazam from a trade. Oh, that's cool. The name is in Japanese. Oh, no. He traded with a Japanese player. He has no idea what his Pokemon's named. Oh, yikes. Hopefully it's something appropriate. I will probably have some eggnog for the Christmas marathon stream. I usually do. Dark Maggot says he is turning a cat into an inside cat. He built a catio and everything. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. To have like a catio where your cat can go kind of outside, but not really. That way it gets fresh air and everything. That's really nice. Mozzie says, can you do an advent calendar for the Christmas stream? Every $50 to $100 raised, I open one of the doors. I never thought about that before. I buy an advent calendar, and every $50 raised on the stream, I open one of the doors of the calendar and see by the end of the night. Well, here's the thing. The advent calendar is 25 days, so it's $50 a door. That would be over $1,000. Holy shit, I like this idea. For some strange reason, I'm starting to like this idea. Open a door every $50 and we try to open all 25? I wonder why this idea is sounding so appealing to me right now. It's like endorphins are going off in my head like fireworks. Wow. And a viewer came up with this idea, not me. So, of course, this will be clipped out of context, and they'll say, you see what Phil's trying to do? On Christmas, he's going to have an advent calendar. This was all his idea, and he's going to try to raise $1,000 on Christmas. I just read the idea that the person said in the chat. I didn't come up with it. I didn't say we're doing it, but they'll clip it, and they'll say, see, this is Phil's idea. This is the new clip for tonight that they'll come out with, because they're disingenuous pieces of human garbage. Anyway. Let's see here. I've received a $3 tip from Chocoboco. I was watching your old Dark Souls 2 playthrough against the Smelter Demon. Oh boy. There's a funny moment you get stuck in the wall and you bounce around. Any chance I can clip it so it can be on your clips playlist? It's actually, interestingly enough, so back in the day, when people used to actually make musical remixes of my content and put them out, they actually made music videos. Okay? So that particular song of the Dark Souls song that you hear me play on my pre-streams and stuff has a music video and that clip is in it. I know exactly what you're talking about. So I'm fighting the smelter demon and it has a giant sword and it swings at me and I'm trying to avoid it. And the sword picks me up. It doesn't hit me. It lifts me and it launches me into the sky and I hit the wall and I get stuck in the wall and the camera's getting clipping and stuff. And then I like fly and float around and it goes nuts. It just goes ape shit. And I'm like, how am I supposed to fucking fight this boss when the fight doesn't work? It's always the camera with me in FromSoft games. The camera fucks me. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, if you wanted to clip it and send me a link to it, I could see if we can add that to the playlist of like highlights that we do. I'm trying to remember the guy who did all the metal remixes back in the day. It was a long time ago now. I'm trying to remember what his name was. PS4 Menu Music says, I have an idea for a Christmas-style marathon. Instead of shots, you whistle a Christmas carol for every $100 you raise. Call it the Christmas Whistle-thon. I'd have to practice whistling a bit. I can't do it that well to do like a whole song. I can only, like, you saw at first it sounded good, then immediately, because your lips get dry. I'd have to practice. The whistle-thon. I have no idea, Captain. Captain says, what's the next major game you're looking forward to? And don't say GTA 6. I don't know because I have to do my schedule. I have not updated my gaming schedule in like 5 months. I'm serious. So what we need to do is in December probably, because right now we're booked through this week. Then we're already into December. That first week of December, we got new stuff coming out. So probably early December on a podcast, I'll go into these new game release lists and we'll go through game by game and we'll try to make a calendar again and see what's coming out next year and we'll go from there. I really have no clue what's coming out. I'm way behind. King Michael says, do you think this is the final Rockstar delay or will GTA 6 actually come out? I don't know. They have so much stuff going on over there that they're not really publicly talking about. Like, for example, they really do have a crisis going on with their employees where a lot of them are like on strike and don't want to work because they wanted to form a union. Then a bunch of them got fired who were the people trying to start the union. So I don't know if that's going to significantly screw them over or not. It might literally screw them over and then they have to delay the game again. I guess we'll see. Oh, that's right. John says the new Resident Evil's in February. That's a definite yes. You know me. I'm going to play the new Resident Evil no matter what. So Resident Evil Requiem, that's a big one for next year for sure. And now I'm playing it on PC. So the highest graphics, possible at launch is really cool. Cologne reveal? No, we're not doing the cologne reveal. I said I would tell you what cologne I'm wearing if we raise $300 and we're at 190 and I'm going away at 5 more minutes. That's it. So you got 5 more minutes, guys. And if we raise 300 in 5 more minutes, I'll tell you what cologne I'm wearing right now. Otherwise, you'll never know. Like I said, it's a designer cologne. It's very expensive. It's not even like a single word. It's a phrase. That's right. And that's right. Do not take this out of context. Absolutely not. Telling you what cologne I'm wearing is a huge boon and reward for my viewers. They asked me. So now if they want the answer, they'll support the content. And then they'll find out. We're not doing a cologne review as a future reward. I came up with that idea. My haters dumped all over it, said it's the worst idea ever. So now they can sit and spin, and I'm never doing it. You could have had hilarious content to clip and make fun of, and now you get nothing because you're a bunch of losers. If we don't hit the goal tonight, can we make it up tomorrow? Yes. By the way, I'm not here tomorrow. It's my day off, so we can make it up tomorrow. Why don't I get bots in the chat saying stuff like, why don't I grow my stream and stuff like that? Because I have all the protections in place. I have it so that, number one, your account had to exist for more than a certain amount of time to do that, and all those bots are brand new. every time. Those are new bots they make every day, so those would never be able to talk in my chat. I have it so that you have to be subbed to the channel or following the channel for a certain criteria. The bots don't do that. Like, that's what I have those for, because I'm aware those bots get bad with that shit, and they just spam the shit out of my comments, too, on YouTube. That's why I have no bots in the comments, because I have those protections in place. They shut those down entirely. Dark Maggot says, CR7 Cologne. Phil has been a huge football fan all along. You want to know what, Dark Maggot? I have no idea what that is. What is CR7 Cologne? I don't know. I've never heard of it. Pokemon was great, Captain. We had another chill stream. We had story advancement. We caught new Pokemon. We named new Pokemon. Even though every Pokemon stream is legit tough. Why? Because people come and contribute and want Pokemon named and in the party, and it's always a low-level Pokemon. So today I had a freaking level 8, and I'm like trying to level the level 8 up to get it up to stuff with the rest of the party. It's like, oh, but we pulled through. All right, guys. I think I'm going to get ready to go. I want to say thanks to everyone who chilled and supported. I mean, take a look at tonight. Here we go again, right? Some nights I play intense, action-packed games, stressful games, and I struggle to hit a support goal. Tonight, we finished Leave It Alone, and then we chilled for 1 hour and 15 minutes, and take a look at how it went. Great engagement, great support. That's what it's all about. So thank you guys so much for a great night. Yet again, another awesome night. Had a great time. Look forward to doing it again. All right, everyone. Thank you, and have a good night.